guys, welcome back, it's Danny. So this is my experience with COVID as an immunocompromised patient with lung disease for the third time.
Good morning everybody, how are you? Today is the 14th of March. It's been a while, hasn't it, since we've chatted, but yeah, so apologies, I have not been doing too good. I've just had a really bad bout of pyelonephritis, so I've been in hospital getting IV gentamicin and 4 loads more of antibiotics to kind of kick it. So I'm just really home from that. And unfortunately, for the third time, I have woken up feeling pretty grotty. I think for the third time, I've got COVID. On top of having long COVID from getting COVID for the first time in March 2020 when I was working in the NHS, which I've had lots of complications to, which have really impacted my already long-term chronic lung disease and heart problems and kidney disease and everything else. Add in the chronic fatigue and problems of long COVID, memory fog, all of that, it's just not gone away. And then I got COVID again in last June 22, just as I was doing my dissertation for uni, and got that time I was able to be given the monoclonal antibodies, which was really good. I think it really helped lessen the impact of the effect on my lungs. So COVID treatments are available for people that come under a particular category of severe illness, which I fall under. So I've got fever, aches and pains everywhere, a really sore throat, headache, and the room is literally spinning. I can literally see like 3 of you. Everything is so dizzy. Shortness of breath, worse than my normal heart rate. Palpitations are pounding away. So nasal swab yesterday came back negative, so just going to do a nose and throat swab just because my throat is so sore. Yeah. So that was the nasal swab, which has got a very faint line. This is my throat swab, which is very positive. And okay, so the throat swab's come up positive. Not surprised. Mike's positive as well. So he's got a new job working in an office where he has been working at home. It was bound to happen. Even though I'm pretty much shielding anyway still. Obviously I haven't been able to go to uni for ages because of the infections. I had pneumonia and then pyelonephritis, which has just gone on and on. Saw the cardiologist last week because I'll explain that one in another video just because it's too much to go on about. Not great news. So we need to try some new cardiac meds to help the arrhythmias. But the upshot is I'm not a candidate for surgery at the minute because my lungs are too unwell and they're not happy to anaesthetise me. And I'm an extremely high infection risk, so it's not like it was unlikely to happen. I haven't been at university. We're pretty much still shielding pretty much still at home for me because I've had so many infections and needed IV antibiotics. I've just been so poorly anyway. I literally haven't been anywhere. We went out on Friday night to see an event at the cathedral, and but obviously we must have got it at some point last week, probably from Mike's work. I think he said a lot of his colleagues have phoned in this morning as well with it. So now I need to figure out how bad this one is going to be. If it's just going to maybe be mild and like a cold, then okay. Right now it doesn't feel too good. Put a call into the GP and see about getting COVID treatments. Normally it's the COVID medical decisions unit that call me, but registered my test online, so we'll see how we go today. But plan is to speak to the GP, probably use oxygen if needed, hospital at home scenario, monitoring, all the meds, inhalers, nebulizer, paracetamol, and lots of rest, because honestly I don't think I could do anything at all, because honestly the room is spinning. So I'm gonna go to bed. I will catch up with you later. I just wanted to show my experience of COVID, because I know that for so many people it is, and so many of my friends and family have trouble understanding why I have to be so careful, and that for them it is a cold. But even for when they get a normal cold, for them it's cold. If I get it from them, it's pneumonia and 6 weeks of treatment and then recovery and post-bacterial viral fatigue. They just don't really understand. And COVID is the same. My lungs are already scarred, already damaged from bronchiectasis and immune deficiency and years of getting pneumonia and being, you know, a 26-weeker and being ventilated. So now, the COVID I got in March 2020 was very, very bad. It's very ironic that I have it this week, because I was diagnosed with COVID for the first time while working in the NHS in March 2020, in the first wave. And I got very, very poorly, and I was very lucky that my wonderful respiratory consultant was willing to try some very experimental at the time treatment of dexamethasone. I also had bacterial pneumonia at the same time, so I had like 4 different types of antibiotics. And he gave me remdesivir antivirals for like 18 weeks, plus steroids, high dose steroids, oxygen. And although I seem to come through it, the after effects, the damage of that is it has scarred my lungs. It's made my bronchiectasis worse. I've got kidney disease now. I've got much worsened heart disease. And no day feels good anymore. I'm literally exhausted and fatigued all day, every day, for the last 3 years. And it impacted my degree. You know, I've had to leave the NHS, I've had to leave my career that I loved in anaesthetics. And whilst I love what I'm doing with medieval history back at uni, I'm supposed to be doing my, I managed to scrape through my BA, just about. It wasn't easy, and I graduated, and I'm loving my masters, but if I keep taking knocks like this, I'm so behind in my work. I literally don't know right now if I'm going to be able to do this, but I don't want to quit. So I'm really hoping that this either goes away quickly and it's just a minimal, like a chest infection, or I just want to avoid a hospital admission at all costs. So I just wanted to film this for you, for the chronic illness community, to show my experience with chronic illness and COVID, because it's so different to people's normal experience. I'm so sorry about the banging. I've got extensive building works going on at our apartment at the minute, which is not great when you've got a headache. I just wanted to show that our experience as chronically ill people with COVID is not the same as other people's, and if you're feeling the way I'm feeling right now, you're not alone, and it is a journey. I just desperately hope they can get me the treatment. There's so many hoops for it though, because it's such a small amount of people that qualify for the treatments, and they've stopped PCR testing in the UK. They're charging £80 private testing for those in pharmacies. GPs don't really know the process, so it has to be a referral from your hospital specialist or CDMU or 111, but it's just phone calls and hoops, so I better go and do that. So I will catch up with you later. Hi guys, happy St. Patrick's Day. So it is now 4 or 5 days into having COVID. I haven't been able to vlog much just because I haven't got any energy. So a lot's been sort of going on. So my symptoms have definitely progressed. They're definitely different to last time. Very chesty, very wheezy. I've got a very hoarse voice. Blood pressure keeps doing weird things. Like, I never have high blood pressure. If anything, I've got low blood pressure. Mostly because of my beta blockers and my heart meds. But my blood pressure keeps shooting up to, I think this morning it was 135 over 120, which is so weird for me. So sats have dropped down to like 92. I'm having to have a bit of oxygen, a bit of all my nebulizers and stuff, inhalers. That's just making my tachycardia worse, even though it's making the breathing a little bit easier. My back is so sore, my chest is so sore, and it just feels I can't do my normal physio to get. So I'm just really worried that I'm going to get pneumonia on top of this. I've got a constant headache. The room feels like it's moving. I'm so dizzy. I've had some really strange dreams as well. Those are the sort of biggest problems, the fatigue. I'm sleeping so much. What else? I think those are the main problems. I just feel awful. I ache just all over. It's like flu. This COVID is so like flu, but true flu, if you've ever had it, where you just feel like you're dying. Phoned 111 on Tuesday to ask, because the GP, they've changed the procedure on how to refer people to CMDU, which is the COVID Medicines Delivery Unit, and who get treatment and the antivirals to the people and the monoclonal antibodies to the people that are on highest risk. They changed it from last summer when I had the Sotrovimab. So now the GP went through the process of getting a GP consultation. She's not sure on how to get it to me, so go through 111. You can go through your hospital specialist, which would be better, but mine is on holiday, so they weren't happy to do it. So went through 111, and it's just been a never-ending circle the last few days of trying to get referrals through, and they must have a busy list because, you know, it's taking so long for people to get back to me. But doctor rang today from COVID services, and I think he wants to give me the antiviral Paxlovid, but you have to get it started within the first 5 days, otherwise there's just not much point of it working. And as things are starting to get worse, not better, whereas Mike, although he's positive as well still, his tests are getting lighter, mine are getting darker, and so my viral load is still obviously quite high, and my symptoms are getting worse, and I'm just so worried with my chest and anyway my immune system that I'm going to get pneumonia on top of this, and I'm just so fed up. It's now going to ruin Mother's Day at the weekend. We had dinner planned with our mums, and I bought pretty cupcakes, and I'm so fed up because it's just making all my other problems worse as well. Like, my kidneys are not happy. Dipstick this morning looks like after just 1 week off antibiotics I'm getting another kidney infection, or it just didn't go away, which is probably most likely. So I probably need antibiotics for that. In retention, so I'm having to self-catheterise a lot, so it's just a nightmare. So hopefully they can get me those meds today, so I'm in bed resting as much as I can, staying by the phone. Mike thankfully is feeling a bit better. Hopefully he'll be negative tomorrow. We've had to do like delivery shops because, you know, just to get stuff, because we hadn't done food shop before he got positive. So it's just a nightmare, absolute nightmare, and I look awful, so my apologies. I'm so tired. Even just taking a breath is painful and it's so tiring. And I'm just finding it so hard to deal with that it is 3 years this week since I first got COVID. And just having a lot of time in bed to reflect on how much my life has changed since March 2020. Okay, I mean, I did have, you know, chronic illnesses, and a lot of them, and I was a poorly person, but like I had a lot of good days too. The trouble is, every time I get COVID, it just makes my existing problems so much worse. I'm gonna go rest until they deliver the meds. So hopefully they'll deliver the meds today. Hopefully they'll start working, and hopefully I'll be feeling a bit better by the weekend. Because I really don't want to go into hospital. If I'd have told 111 today what my blood pressure was, they would have rung an ambulance. Yesterday they were insistent on sending an ambulance out to me. And I was just like, I don't want that. I don't want to take crews that could be seeing people having heart attacks off the street to come and see me. And I don't want to put anybody at risk unnecessarily. That doesn't have to be. I can manage this mostly at home. I just need them to connect the dots. It shouldn't be this difficult for people who are extremely vulnerable to get the meds they need. It's just the whole setup is so disjointed. It's wrong. I shouldn't have to advocate this hard for myself to get this. It should be an easy, streamlined procedure. I shouldn't have to advocate this much just to get it. Hopefully they'll get it to me today. I will talk to you later.
So at this point I started to really deteriorate. I got really hypertensive, and my SATs dropped, and I was feeling really, really poorly. So the decision was made by 111 and CMDU to give me the Paxlovid antiviral treatment, and it just kept spiking fevers and was just, you know, really struggling to breathe at this point, and was just really super, super poorly. I didn't know at the time, but I also had pneumonia following on behind the COVID, a bacterial pneumonia. So yeah, that was why. So I started the antivirals, the Paxlovid, straight away. I got a little worse before I got better. I spiked some more fevers, an awful metallic taste in my mouth. Paxlovid mouth is real. Get yourself some sweets. But I slowly started to turn around.
Good morning, good morning. So, finally got some yesterday, and we finally got antivirals. Yay! So this is Paxlovid, so it's different to what I had last time, which was the monoclonal antibodies, so hopefully this will work a bit better. The idea is it stops the virus from replicating and getting worse, therefore causing severe illness and hopefully prevent hospitalisation. Still testing very positive this morning, so hopefully start these. Excuse me. I should be feeling hopefully better in a few days. Yay! Okay, so it's a few days later and I'm on my final dose of Paxlovid. So I'm taking this one now, and I've got just these ones this evening, and then that's it. So we shall see.
It did take quite a few days, but I have to say I'm so impressed. The Paxlovid, and this is really individual to different people, but for me, compared to the sotrovimab last summer, I feel like the antivirals really helped stop the virus from attacking my chest and my lungs too much, and it really protected my lungs and my heart, the problems they already have. Unfortunately, I did go on to develop a bacterial pneumonia, so I needed a lot of treatment after that. So all in all, it's taken about 2 months to get back to normal, which is why the video is only just going up now. But I'm doing so much better than the first 2 times I had COVID, and I really think the antivirals helped. As with every situation, it's completely different for everybody, and everybody is medically different. Always check with your doctor and get their advice. You know, don't listen to people on the web. But for me, all I can say is this treatment really worked, and I think it really works for people who are immunocompromised and have lung problems. It really protected me, and I'm so thankful to the scientists and the researchers who discovered it. It took a while to get back on my feet, and you know, I'm still quite poorly with other things, but we're still plodding on, and that's great. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon with another video. Take care. Bye.